Design, and I'm here today with my very first Halloween project of 2019. Today we are working with Authentique Twilight, which, as you can see from this little sample, is just classic orange, black, and cream. So fantastic, really vintage, really cute. And I've used this to make a different sort of a banner. I make lots of banners. This one's a little bit different. I've used the Eileen Hull House Thinlit Stitchlet die, which is no longer being produced, but you can find it online if you Google it. So that's what it looks like. And I use this to make the base for the banner. And the way I do this is I die cut, I use the large frame to die cut the black. Then I go back and I die cut my patterned paper with the inside piece. And then I just trim off the stitching holes to make this perforated edge. It looks really cool. And you do that with a paper cutter. You don't even have to do it by hand. Just line it up so the holes are halfway on the edge of your cutting blade and cut, and it's super fast. And then I back it on this orange and I do the same thing. I just cut it with my cutting tool. So there's no hand cutting involved. This has been stitched together onto a length of this pretty black gingham ribbon from Really Reasonable Ribbon. And then I topped it with rickrack, also from Really Reasonable Ribbon. I've never sewn rickrack on a banner before. It was fun, and I think I will do it again. So anyway, it's a long banner, as you can see, and we'll just take a look at each little individual component. These are Graphic 45 laser cut alpha tags, the black ones, and I just cover them using the die. And then on the bottom, I've strung these fun, whoops, he's turned around, he's being shy, these little Halloween charms, and I've strung these with copper wire to hang from the grommets. So that's super cute. Then made a bunch of rosettes with the Tim Holtz rosette die, added these great pumpkin faces, jack-o'-lantern faces. This is my friend Becky, Cakes from Cabin Ridge. You should check her out. She makes amazing cakes. And then ribbon. This is the orange shimmer satin with just some flowers I had in my stash. I think these are mostly wild orchid crafts. I just put together what I thought looked good. Vintage buttons in between each pennant. And then this is the fun part. It's a dimensional and it's a treat box. So to make this, I used Eileen's brand new, what is this called? Gift card folder and label number 2 die. And I liked this. This is super fun, and I have a tutorial that follows to show you how I did this. So you create the little dimensional envelope. I just dressed it up with, you know, little images from the 8x8. And then I created a little booklet to go inside, also using the die. So super fun. This opens out, and inside there's a chocolate and a little place for you to write a note. I think these would be fantastic as Halloween party favors, or just for cuteness. I mean, they're just so cute. And then I decorated, I painted these chunky little clothespins black with black chalk paint. And then the whole thing, what I do with my box, here it is. This just slips in here, and then you just clip it on. Super fast, super fun way to make a banner, and adorable. So here's a look. I did paint these charms with Rusty Hinge, Twisted Citron, and Wilted Violet. So each book is unique. They come out better if you take the clip off. So just really cute. This little turn tab I made, this is where I die cut the pocket. So I just save that little piece, and you learn how to make this little dimensional pocket in the tutorial as well. So I think this is fun, and then you can still, the banner is cute hanging even without the boxes on it. So, or you can just give the treat from inside, keep the box, and put something else there. But I just thought this was really fun. I spent forever making rosettes, but that's all right. And then here's the little third one. And I love the little tab top that the die cuts. It just gives it that, isn't that a fun shape? and super cute, just tiny. And here's the little card for in here. So anyway, stick around. The video is coming up next, and you'll learn how to, I have a special tip for making the envelope that I thought was brilliant, made it so much easier. The first one I made I struggled with, and then I went, hey, what if? And it worked. Let's go ahead and put this little envelope together. So this is the die, and it's a Biggs die. So you need something other than a Cuttlebug. A Cuttlebug won't take these, but pretty much every other die cutting machine will. And it's going to cut out 3 parts. You're going to get the envelope base, which looks like this. And it actually scores the little fold lines for you. You're going to get, hold on, I thought I had this all organized. These little tabs that go on the top of your little card piece. And like normally you would just glue part of this and slip your gift card underneath, but we're doing something totally different. So we'll start by making the little book. And for that, you're going to need to take a piece of black cardstock, and you're going to cut this to 5 1/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And then you're going to score it at 2 and almost 2 1/4. It's like 2 3/8, and then score a little 3/8 inch score line here, and then of course you'll have 2 3/8 over here. So that forms the base for your little book. Then you're going to cut 4 of these little papers, just using whatever patterns and designs you like. And I want to use this plaid cover. Now when you're cutting, a good tip is to remember to put the paper face side down. So whatever pattern you want to be on the front, you want to cut it face side down, because that is going to give you the finished looking edge. And if you have a directional pattern, you want to pay attention to that, because you want to make sure you're right side up or upside down. So we're just going to glue these little pieces in very quickly. And then, where did that go? I have a little turn tab, and this is made just by doing the pocket, and we'll do the pocket together in a minute. But I want to go ahead and glue this in before I add that inside panel, because then it has a finished edge. So just a little bead of glue, and then line it up on the front. And you don't have to do that. I just think it's cute, so I do it. And then our inside panel, and let's make sure we're straight, because we're not. That looks better. And then on the inside, let's put this other plaid on the back. Because this is actually going to pull out of that little envelope, dimensional envelope, which is so cute. And you can see I need to trim this just a little bit, but that's no big deal. Just take my scissors, trim that down, and cut the edge. Here, and make sure you don't go over that fold. And then I want these cute little spiders over here. Okay. So the next step is to add this pocket, and this is just a piece of cardstock that I found in my scrap pile, and this is 3 3/4 by 2.5. And then you're going to place it on your scoring tool, and you're going to score 2 3/8 inch lines here. And then I like to flip it and do 2 3/8 inch lines here because it's easier than doing the math. But I guess that's at 3 3/8. And then the same thing on the bottom. You're going to score 2 3/8 inch lines on the bottom. And then just cut this corner out, the outside corner, cut straight up on these little tabs. And at this point, I like to put it in my die cutting machine with a circle die and just run it through to get this pretty pocket, but you can use a punch. A punch is perfectly fine. My punch died. I didn't replace it, so I use a die. So for this is a really easy technique. You just do adhesive on these outer flaps. And of course you're going to pre-fold everything, so everything, this just wants to roll together. And do you see how I just tucked that in? This comes in, and see it just going to roll around. And then you're just adhering that tab to the bottom of the pocket on the inside. You want to make sure it's lined up straight. And because we're using liquid glue, we've got a minute or two to scooch it. And then this part folds up, and just fold this tab in, and again just hold it for a second. If you use hot glue, it's instant, but you can also burn your fingers, so that's your call. If you're feeling lucky, go ahead and do hot glue. All right, and then just place, then I like to take my scissors, and I just like to angle cut these corners. See? And then just glue this down at the bottom, and take a bone folder. Once you're straight, once you're sure you've got it straight and placed right, take your bone folder and just burnish that down. Just like that. And see, your chocolate will fit right in the pocket. But we're going to make a little gift card to go in there. So this is just again, I love this project because it's a great way to use up scraps. This is a 2 by 3 inch piece of black cardstock. This is a 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. We're going to just adhere this onto that. And this is your little note card that goes inside. You could write invitation. This would be so cute for an invitation to a Halloween party. I want to trim up that bottom edge. It's a little raggedy. That's better. And then we just need a little sticker to go on the top. I think Spooky looks cute. So we just place it straight. This is going to stick back behind. And here's a tip. If you just take this, press it against your jeans or a tea towel. You can even take your, well, I can't find my embossing. Yeah, here's my, take your embossing buddy and just tap that on the back, and it destroys the sticky. So you're not going to have issues with that sticking. And if you don't have a embossing buddy, just use straight up cornstarch or bath powder or whatever. So that just sticks in the pocket back behind like that. So cute. Then the next step is to add these little tab tops. I'm going to go ahead and take these out because they'll fall out while I'm working. And I'm just inking up the edges, and I think I want, what's the cover? Yeah, let's use the light because it's going to, there's more contrast, and that's a good thing. So on the front, we're just going to place our adhesive along the bottom flap. Center this and line it up. Just like that. And then repeat this on the inside. And the reason we're doing 2 of these is because we're going to punch that hole and add that embellishment. So we want the extra strength. So those are lined up. Looks good there, looks good there. Perfect. Come in with a little hole punch, and I'm using, I guess this is a 1/16 of an inch. It's a little smaller. And then I just took this little pumpkin charm and I threaded burlap string with a bead on the bottom and tied a knot. And here's a handy little tip. If you're struggling with threading through, because a lot of times a needle won't fit in there unless you have beading needles, which I don't because I'm not a jewelry maker, I just take a little bit of this Dries Clear and I tap the ends and I twist it like that, and then it puts all those frayed edges together, and it makes it so that you can thread through real easily. So I'm just going to go through here with my burlap string. Flip them over. And then I'm just going to thread through here. Clearly, people, I need to take some jewelry making classes. I don't wear jewelry, but I like to add it to my paper projects. So maybe a jewelry class would be a good investment for me. What do you think? All right, so that worked. Good old Yankee ingenuity. Then just tie a little bow. I wish I'd cut those tails a little bit longer, but this is going to work just fine. Okay. And we'll trim those. And then I've done this spooky scene from the 8x8 collection. And all these papers and everything, again, just to remind you, these are the 8x8 collection. I like that they are scaled for a project of this size, which is teeny tiny. Then I have this little Tim Holtz metallic sticker that says Brave. And let's put this right here, just like that. And I think he's going to stay. I don't think we even need to glue him. And then on the inside, just to cover up the little hole, got this really cute Halloween button that I got at Buttons Galore. That goes there. This image goes here. And do I have an itty bitty sticker? Well, I think we're good. I don't, okay, yeah. This will fit here, wrong way. Cute. All right, in the pocket. So that's the booklet, super easy. And then this takes about 10 seconds to do, but I have a neat trick that I want to show you. And again, I chose an all-over pattern that it's really not going to matter. I mean, okay, so this is on the diagonal. Some of the skeletons are upside down, but in the big picture, this really doesn't matter. But this is the neat thing that I figured out. I take a clear acrylic stamping block and I put it down in there because that gives me a firm base to glue against, and it just makes this so much easier. So a little dab of hot glue, that flap over, tiny little dab of hot glue, that flap over. We're lined up nice, and then I took a little image, just tied a bow, added some wee flowers, and just put your hot glue on the bottom because, and let's angle him this way, or you can do him straight, doesn't matter. And now, see that block comes out, and everything is kept neat and square, and this little book fits in there just as nice as you please. How cute. Now you could do a whole bunch of these for table favors at your Halloween party, which would be totally adorable. You can give these out to grandchildren, you can, you know, whatever. But that's how you build this. And then of course I used a paper clip to hook them onto the banner. And this is the Eileen Hull, hold on, scoreboards. What is it called? Gift card folder and label number 2. super cute, super adaptable for all kinds of things. I just think these are adorable. And I can see myself using these to make all kinds of fun projects. So now you know how to make it. Thanks for joining me. There will be a photo gallery following this with close-ups and pictures of the banner layers and all that sort of thing. I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel. It's so fun to have you along for the journey. I'm always trying to share fun, new ideas for using product. And you can find my blog at kathybydesign.com. Thanks for joining me, and I'm gonna go get my craft on. Bye.